We all have climbing goals, but sometimes it feels really hard to achieve them. So in this video I will show you how to improve your goal setting and how to achieve your goals faster and more efficient. And that's not bad. That's not bad. I think I'll leave that one. There are a lot of different approaches to setting goals, and I've read a lot of books and watched videos about this topic, and somehow everyone thinks they have the best approach of setting goals and how to make it work. But I think most of that stuff is way too complicated, and I think the simplest and easiest methods are the best. I don't say my version is the best, and I think everyone has kind of a little bit different approach. So just take the advice you get from me and take the things you think work for you, and the rest just leave it out, because in the end it's just very individual. And it also changed for me over the years. Keep that in mind. Just figure out what works for you and leave the rest out. I think the easiest and most efficient method to set your goals is to split them up into short-term, mid-term and long-term goals. And I like to start with setting my long-term goals. So this is probably from 1 year to the next 10 years in my climbing career. So, or maybe not 10, but next 5 years or something. But also just my dreams in climbing and what I want to achieve in the far future ahead. So take out your notebook, like I have here, my training notebook, and just write down your long-term goals, what you think you want to achieve. And these can change over time, of course, but I think it's nice to have like a main goal or some main goals in the future. So with what I actually mean with mid and short-term goals is, I would say for me it's mid-term means the next half year or year, and short-term means the next weeks. But you could also say for you it's the next day or the next days is your short-term goals. You set the goals for the next training days, and the mid-term goals are just the next week. But I think for me it works best if it's a little bit bigger scale and not the next day, especially because I have a training plan and I just don't have to think about that too much about what I do the next day, because I already know it. But if you are more like the person that plans from day to day, then I think it's nice to sit down in the evening and just write down your short-term goals for the next training session, so you're not too distracted in training. I just wanted to add something I completely forgot when shooting this video, and it's probably one of the most important things, and that's that I use the short and mid-term goals to build up towards the long-term goal. So for example, I have as a short-term goal, I have just training goals, for example doing a certain amount of pull-ups, or I don't know, some finger strength, or improving my toe hooks or something like that. And then the midterm goals would be as I said, the comp or a boulder or stuff like that. And then one of my long-term goals is just to become the best climber I can possibly be. And so that all builds up towards the bigger goals. So it builds up from the small goals to the big goals. So right now my midterm goal is the South German Championships in Lead, which will be in a few weeks. But this has been my goal for the last 2 months or something. And I'm competing in a league competition. That's something new for me as well. And I'm excited to see what the outcome of that will be, but if I keep doing more league climbing or not. But let me know in the comments if you want to know more about my league climbing journey. If not, then I just leave it out and keep the stuff more about bouldering. But if you are interested, then let me know. Before I show you how to achieve your goals, I just wanted to show you something really quick I've been working on in the last weeks. If you're struggling with movement and sometimes don't know how to unlock a move, then I have the right thing for you. and that's, oh, I'm sorry, and that's a platform called Podiiium. It's a video analyzation tool where I will analyze the videos you send me. So you send me a video of a boulder you do, and then I can show you what you do wrong, or maybe what you can do better in a movement, and how to improve your movement on the wall so you can get better in climbing. This is not free, but it would be a great way to support me and support this channel, so I can keep continuing making videos and continue making videos. I don't get paid to say anything of this, but of course if you click the link in the description and go to the website and purchase the service, then of course I would get paid. So check it out and see if you like it, and also let me know if you have any feedback on this. If you think it's a good idea or think I can do something better on there, also always let me know. And yeah, let's continue with the video. I think the most important thing with all this goal setting is that you don't focus too much on it. It's good to have it in the back of your mind, but just don't over focus on it, and just enjoy the process and enjoy this beautiful sport, which is probably the most important thing. I really like to keep track of my training in my journal in here. I just write down every day how the training went, what I can do better maybe, and also at the end of every when I finished my review of the day, then I always write down my most important goal right now. So I write it as I've already achieved it. So for example, if my goal is to climb an 8A in August or September, then I will write down I'm an 8A climber in August. I think it's a great way to make sure that you're mentally already ready to achieve that goal, and your mind doesn't think that you can't achieve it. I hope that makes sense. Then I also think having a training plan helps a lot, and it helped me a lot to focus more on my training and focus more on the climbing related stuff, and not focus too much about what I will train the next day or what I will train. When I go to the climbing gym, I know what to train. So if you don't have a plan and you don't want to have a plan, then I think what I said before with the short-term goal setting, it's nice to just set some training goals for the next day. So I will do fingerboarding, then I will do a little bit of bouldering and stuff, and then maybe I will will also be not distracted by other people, which is also always a nice training goal to have if you really want to focus on your training. And then I think it's just work hard, but also smart. Don't overdo it, don't overtrain, and also practice and do some more practice. Improve your movement, that's always very important. Improve your technique, and also of course get stronger. Let me know what your climbing goals are right now in the comments. It would be nice to see what you are all working on, so I can also maybe take some video ideas from that. If you have any questions and stuff. My goals right now are, as I said, the lead comp, and then in August I hope I can climb my first 8A boulder in Norway, which I have a project there. I will get to Norway again, so stay tuned for that and some awesome videos from this beautiful country. And yes, in the meantime, just enjoy my other videos. I have made a video about discipline and how to stay disciplined on your training plan in this video right here. And I've also made a video about focus and how to stay focused in training here. So check one of those out, or both if you want. And I see you guys next week for the next video.